Welcome to Do London Differently. This is a London National Park City podcast. We've got an absolute bumper episode for you this week as we look back at the London Walking Festival. Emily has been out and about in West London, exploring giant trees and the secrets of Bishop's Park with the Green Londoner. I've been talking to Clara from ESEA Outdoors and Everybody Outdoors. We also have a little preview of some interviews, some longer form interviews to come with Annabel Abbs, Julie Ford and Dan Raven Ellison. And as a very special treat, right at the end of the episode, we do have a preview of 3 films which I helped make that I will be showing at the London Nature Films Festival, which is going to be happening on the 14th and 15th of June. But let's get into it.
London has been given the first ever national park city status.
London, the world's first national park city.
Come and enjoy, because life's too short, really and truly.
And London, wow, what an amazing city.
So, greener,
healthier
And wilder.
So today I'm in West London, more specifically at Bishop's Park in Fulham. And we are here for a special event. So what event are we here for?
We're here for a West London walk from Bishop's Park to Hammersmith and round the river. We're going to do a big loop back to Fulham Palace, and we're going to stop along the way and visit a couple of old London trees.
Wonderful. And do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, so my name's Stephen Lavery, and I'm one of the friends with one of the volunteers with the Friends of Bishop's Park group.
So is this the first event you've hosted? How did this come about, this event?
So I've done a few things with Gautier. We're in Hammersmith and Fulham. There's a lot of climate work and nature work, and we are part of a climate group. We met through there. Gautier's doing loads of stuff. He's connected into everyone. He got in touch and says, I've got this idea for a walk. It sounds really good. Do you want to take part? Do you want to help out? As knowing the area quite well in Bishop's Park. So I said, yeah, absolutely.
What are we getting out of today? What's the idea?
So mainly I think just getting people together and having a nice walk along the river. And from chatting to a couple of the guys so far, they're not from this part of London. So I'm hoping that this is a new part of London that they've not seen before. And that's a big win, if we just do that. Exploring a little bit of the nature that's in London that maybe you don't expect to see. The Barnie the tree is a good example of that, where I actually didn't even know about it until 3 weeks ago whenever Gautier told me, and I've done that walk like 30, 40, 50 times and I did not know it was there. So exploring some of those little hidden bits and hidden gems is a big part of it as well.
And are you aware of kind of the London Walking Festival? Did you know about it? Was this event specifically for it, or was it just kind of good timing?
This was specifically set up for the London Walking Festival. I think Gautier again had seen the London Walking Festival, thought, well, what can we do in our borough? I don't think there was a lot from Hammersmith and Fulham that was taking part, and so this was set up specifically for that. So this is the first time we've done it, and it's especially for the festival.
And do you have a favourite walk in London? We ask this of everyone. Difficult question.
I mean, this is one of mine. So I live very, very close by. I don't have a garden. I don't have any outdoor space. During COVID, I came here a lot. I did the walk through Bishop's Park a lot. I did the big loop around the river a lot. So it's definitely one of my favourites, if not my favourite. So I'm happy to share it today.
I suppose what motivated you to get involved and start setting up the work that you do? Is it kind of a full-time thing, or how much of your time does it take up?
So I have a full-time job and I do volunteering in the park. It's mostly at weekends. So the Friends group, we meet once a week. We do litter picking. There's a group meets about once a month and does gardening. And then we're also doing various bits of biodiversity conservation work in the park. So it's a couple of hours at the weekend, around a day job. And then this is just kind of in addition to that. And yeah, it's not a huge amount of my time, but it's a very nice part of my week.
Sounds very wholesome. So if people want to get involved in the local area or further afield, where can they find out more information? Website, Instagram? It's a good chance to plug.
So worth having a look at the Friends groups. So Bishop's Park, we have got a very active Friends group, Friends of Bishop Park. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we've got a website. We're always looking for local residents who want to come and help out. Whether you want to do litter picking, cleaning up the park, gardening, conservation stuff, however you want to get involved, we're always looking for more members.
Wonderful. I always promote the concept that you don't have to be an expert to get involved in any of this stuff. So if you have skills already, then great. But even if you don't, just getting involved is the first step, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, we have probably from the ages of, I would say our youngest litter picker has been about 9 or 10, up to 70s, late 70s, 80s, even probably older, who come along and they help out. Some of them have very specialist skills. Some of them have no background in any of this stuff. It's just about turning up and giving some time.
So my name is Gautier Houel, and I'm the founder of the Green Londoner, a green online media platform dedicated to climate knowledge and action in London.
Wonderful.
And our mission is to inform and inspire, and we share content, news and tips, but also create experiences, which is why we organize events like today's walk, helping Londoners reconnect with nature.
How long have you been doing it?
Over a year now.
Oh, so it's quite a new project then.
It's a pretty new project. Yeah.
And where do you see it? I don't know. What are your goals for kind of expanding it, or?
Well, I'd love the Green Londoner to become the one-stop shop website for sustainability, green living, green insights in London over the coming years.
That's incredible. Wow. What were you doing before the Green London, if you don't mind me asking?
I have a background in public policy, so environmental and climate policy. So I used to work for the French government in Paris and in London in the French embassy.
Yeah, so tell us about the walk today, what we saw, what we did.
Yeah, so I'm very proud to support both the London Walking Festival and the Urban Tree Festival alongside brilliant organizations like National Park City and Go Gently, who do amazing work to make the outdoors more accessible to all. And today's walk was all about trees, but also about heritage, history and culture. We've discovered 2 iconic trees. Barnie, a majestic London plane tree said to be the largest in the city, and a few minutes ago a 400-year-old Holm oak. And so what's fascinating is that these trees have witnessed centuries of transformation and remain rooted in place while the city evolved around them.
And that's a wonderful message for all of us who love nature and are representing all of the different eco-organisations and feel that nature it's not other, it's around us, and nature was here before we were. So exactly. I love that concept of these trees and us evolving around them. Yeah.
And they've endured like centuries of storms, droughts, fires, human activities around them, constructions and buildings, and they're still there. They're still here with us.
Yeah. And they're protected, presumably, or will they be protected? Are there any challenges to some of these historical trees?
Yeah, I mean, there are different sort of challenges. Of course, climate change is one of them, with temperatures rising, invasive species as well, and droughts and so on, and of course human activities. I mean, we saw a couple of weeks ago that some people chopped down some historic trees. So we need to make sure that people are aware that we absolutely need to protect these trees. It's a sort of legacy that we need to let behind us as well for future generations.
So obviously, how can we get more involved with the Green Londoner? But what can Londoners do in general to be more active, be more involved, protect trees, so on?
Yeah, so there are many ways to get involved, and especially in the climate and environment space. So when it comes to the Green Londoner, please do come and follow us on social media. Do subscribe to our newsletters and to our website, and of course get involved. I mean, just join local groups, local communities, which are doing a fantastic job in spreading the word about climate issues and bringing people into action, climate action. So there are lots of London groups out there. Just join the one that resonate with you. Either it's on nature, Either it's on, I don't know, buildings, energy, waterways, exactly, waterways, which is a big, interesting topic as well. Just join and be patient, because nothing's going to happen in one day. Small actions are better than than obviously nothing. But of course, results pay off in the long term. So.
And I think there's power in numbers. I mean, when you think about how many organisations in London are coming together to do things like this, and I always think it has such a snowball effect. One person comes to an event like this,
yes.
It gets them thinking, it triggers thoughts, they tell their friends come, they maybe start to take more climate action, more than just like one walk. Maybe you join a group, like you say.
No, exactly, and I would say as well, I mean, keep pressure on local politicians and local authorities. London Mayor as well. They do a great job, but they could do more. So we need to make sure that the level of ambition is raised and that we collectively do more. And we need to let those people in charge that we want more. We need to do more. We are in a climate emergency and we don't have time. And now is the time to act, actually.
I agree. Well, I think that's a lovely last sentiment, unless you had any other bits you want to share.
That's all from me, Emily. Lovely to meet you.
You too. It's been a wonderful day, and I think this is going to be, this is the first collaboration, so I assume the first of many with the Green Londoner and London National Park System.
Fantastic.
So thank you.
Thank you very much.
About halfway through the festival, I met up with Clara Lee, just round the corner from the Visitors Centre, and we talked about two of the organisations that she volunteers for. I'm here with Clara Lee. We are in Cavendish Square. And can you tell us what you've been doing today?
Hello. So today I've been leading Everybody Outdoors, which is a plus-size organisation, outdoor enthusiast organisation, around a walk from King's Cross to here.
You said you had a lot of new people on today that had never been on walks with you before, or just new to Everybody Outdoors?
Yeah, I think everyone who came today has been following Everybody Outdoors for a while, have either not been able to come to a walk before, or have been really wanting to come, just they've been waiting for a London walk to happen. So I think, we always keep our groups really small. So I think they had a really great time being part of it today.
Tell me a little bit more about Everybody Outdoors, because it's not always kind of city walks or anything like that. So tell me a bit more about what happens.
Yeah. Everybody Outdoors normally advocates for plus size bodies, bigger bodies being out in the outdoors. So I lead regional walks here in London, but we have regional volunteers all across the UK leading loads of different walks for plus size people. But beyond our regional walks, Everybody Outdoors also advocates for having the right kit for us, because I think we do have a lot of plus size people around the UK who want to get involved with outdoor activities, but the biggest barrier is having clothes big enough to fit them. A lot of what EBO does is working with brands and also advocating for having this kit that fits people.
But this is your second walk of London Walking Festival. Can you tell me what you did last week?
Yes, so as well as being part of Everybody Outdoors, I'm also part of ESEA Outdoors UK. So ESEA stands for East and Southeast Asians Outdoors. So as a plus size Chinese woman myself, I feel like I'm part of both these groups. So last week with ESEA Outdoors, I led a walk from Hammersmith to New Malden, which is known as a big Koreatown of London, and we went via Beverley Brook.
What other events have you hosted or been on as well, and what type of walks that you're involved in?
Yeah, so I guess to give more context of what ESEA Outdoors UK does is originally it's quite a new organisation. It started in 2023, and it started out with the aim of connecting people of East and Southeast Asian heritage, who love the outdoors, outdoor enthusiasts, to connect with one another. But it's since evolved since 2023. So it used to start off as an online meet-up place where people just meet up with others in other areas, particularly outside of London, where there might be less EC people around. around. But yeah, now we've been doing more activities on behalf of the name. So personally, so as well as the walk we did last week, we've led trips. So we've done trips to the Peak District, the Lake District, thankfully funded by the YHA, and just giving these opportunities for people to come together, but both people who are new to the outdoors and also very experienced in the outdoor space, just come together and enjoy the outdoors together.
So more about you. Why walking, and how did you get involved with kind of both groups? Did it all kind of happen at the same time, or has one sort of led to the other?
Yeah, I'm actually quite new to the outdoor space myself. I joined EBO first. So I joined last year just by accident, actually. I saw them on Instagram talking about their hill skill courses for plus size people. And I was like, wow, this organisation is really cool. I want to know more about them. And I just saw they happened to advertise for new regional volunteers, and I thought, well, I've got event experience, why don't I apply? And as an individual, I really like being in the outdoors. I really enjoy walking. I really like exploring new places. For me, I love being out in the outdoors, seeing new places, taking photos, really enjoying being in the outdoor space. And I thought, I could apply my skills, with my background in events, into becoming a volunteer for EBO. And then when it comes to ESEA Outdoors, Andrew, the founder of ESEA Outdoors, messaged me saying, hey, I saw the work you're doing with EBO. Would you love to do more stuff with ESEA Outdoors? So I said, I think I'm someone who just likes to get involved and get stuck in. So that's how I ended up volunteering for both places.
That's brilliant. And I think in the show notes, I'm going to put links to where people can sign up and find out where we're doing walks. You yourself, you talk about trying to do over the summer, maybe at least one good walk a month and all of that. Any plans for where you think you might go next?
Yeah, so last week I just did the Beverley Brook for ESEA Outdoors. I think you're doing that again, a shorter adapted route for everybody outdoors, so it's not as strenuous, because it was quite a long walk. I was quite tired after doing that walk. So I think, in June I've got that for EBO, date TBC, but it will be on our website. We already have a conservation workshop / picnic coming up for ESEA Outdoors over in Epping Forest, which I will do a version of for everybody outdoors, either in July and August. And then I think generally to find out more about what future events we've got. So we've got our EC community through the app Halo. So that's where you can connect with other EC people and see what other events we've got coming on. So beyond walks, we also do loads of climbing events. I believe a lot of other volunteers of EC Outdoors are out climbing this weekend. And then and everybody outdoors. So if you don't live in London, or you live further out from London, there are also volunteers in the southeast and Kent. So there's plenty of walks which you can see on the website.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Right at the start of the festival, the University of Westminster hosted a full-day conference for us called New Perspectives on Walking and Wheeling. And I met Annabel Abbs there, who did a talk and appeared on a panel. I did have a chat with her about her new book and her perspectives on walking and wheeling in London. You joined us for our launch event for the London Walking Festival, and that was the conference. And you spoke and you joined a panel. And how was your experience of that day, and are there any sort of learnings or takeaways that you took from the day?
That was such an interesting day. I think what I really took away from it was just the diversity of issues. So, each of us as a walker will have our own special area of interest. And so I've always thought about, walking for health and walking for mental well-being. And for me, walking obviously is quite easy. But the presentation that really, I think, made me think again was the presentations on walking for people who are in wheelchairs or on Zimmer frames, and the idea that increasingly more and more of us will be walking with assistance, and that that's quite different from the way I walk now, which you will know, having just seen me walk. I now walk very fast, wherever I want, whenever I want. And I loved the idea of thinking, actually, in 20 years' time, I'm not going to be walking like I am now, and I'm going to need better pavements, I'm going to need smoother surfaces. So it particularly opened my eyes to that. But I also liked some of the quirkier presentations. I really liked Jack Cornish's talk about walking every street in London, because again, that wasn't something I thought about. I always thought, I'll find a really lovely route, or it's because I'm getting somewhere. But the idea of just walking every single street to really understand the shape of your city was, again, something that was new to me.
Also during the festival, we had Julie Ford, who's the inventor of Instep, which is a set of resistance bands, and we had a try out with them. They were lots and lots of fun. And I had a little chat with her in our little basement studio at the Visitors Centre.
Benefits of walking, fresh air, the audio, the visual, sensory, everything, smell, that stimulates the feel-good factor. And health and well-being is not just absence of illness, but presence of vitality. Yeah. And I feel very blessed. Now, whether or not because I've always walked as a child, my dad used to take me on walks. My job has been exercise. But I am so full of energy, and I don't know whether it's because I have produced that through walking or whether I had it innately, and that's made me carry on. But I have adapted over my life period. I've tried everything. But again, the importance of cardio, obviously, yes, it's so important, and strength is as well. Because as you get older, if you haven't got strength, you become very fragile, vulnerable. And, strength training can produce flexibility. It's an all-rounded way of moving, of exercise.
We had Dan Raven Ellison, who's one of the founders of London National Park City, drop by the Visitors Centre for a quick chat before we went on to a Pint of Science event later that evening. We talked about a lot of things, including London National Park City, walking, and of course slowways. But here's just a little preview, and there will be a full episode coming soon.
I'm a former geography teacher, so professionally I was training children for a long time to go on field trips and go and explore and do DOV and that kind of stuff. And then I sort of left the classroom to work on various geography projects, which always brought together walking and exploration with thinking about how we can make places better. So things like walking from the edge to the centre of Salisbury's ecological footprint, or walking across entire cities like Mexico City or Mumbai, but the route reflecting the distribution of deprivation within those sort of urban areas. These different projects which bring together walking and exploration. And in the campaigning for London National Park City, I was joined with and worked with people on giant spiral walks through the city to reimagine London as a national park city, walking with artists, politicians, academics. What if we made London a national park city?
So here's a little taste of 3 of the films that will be showing at London Nature Films. And this is part of the Grow Urban Festival. It's happening on June 14th and 15th. Links in the show notes. And I'm going to leave you for today and let these play out. I've been Michael Schilling. Thank you.
But what's been amazing about the campaign is that it's gone so far and wide. People from all over London, and I have no doubt all across the UK, have signed that petition, because it's not just about it's impacting me. There is this awareness that it impacts all of us. If we deplete nature, it's not just happening here. It's not that. Nature doesn't work like that. Our air doesn't work like that.
The skylarks were up in force, and that really took me back to my childhood when the moors of Derbyshire used to be full of skylarks, and it was a sound I hadn't heard for a while, and it was really quite an emotional moment and a moment of freedom.
And it's just really beautiful and really empty and lovely, and so much life, which is not very common in London, sadly.
We just want this parklet to be kind of a hub We're on Napoleon Road on the Nightingale Estate in Hackney, just off Kenning Hall roundabout, and we are planting up the new parklet. You can see behind me here, and it's the first parklet on an estate in Hackney and one of the first in London. It was initiated by some local residents who wanted to basically use some of the expanse of concrete that was left after the councils brought in restricted parking. There was just loads and loads of empty concrete, and they wanted to start greening up the estate.
So we're hunting trees all over, probably in the centre of London, around the city, and I was very pleased to be able to show Divya a fruit tree that she probably didn't know about because it only got planted last week, and here it is. This lemon tree has been sitting in the Tree Musketeers Hackney Tree Nursery at Hackney Wick for about 3 years.
Come and enjoy, because life's too short, really and truly.
And London, wow, what an amazing city.
So, greener,
healthier,
and wilder.